The meal today, and hope you enjoy the meal. So we're going to continue with the Arab Nights this morning, and Coach Kyle Routon. Coach, if you could let the guys introduce themselves, or you introduce them, and then some opening comments from you, then we'll take questions from the media.
Yes, sir. I'll just let the guys introduce themselves. Start over here on the left.
I'm Lawson King.
I'm Wyatt Lamar.
I'm Drew Puccio.
I'm No Smith.
I'm Kyle Routon. As far as opening comments go, it's my first year as a head coach, but I've been here for the past. This will be my 5th year at Arab. We're really excited about this season, about what we've got coming up. Talk to these guys, and really just not maintaining where we're at. Of course, we want to get better, but maintaining the culture that these guys have helped build. We still went on our senior trip, kind of kept that going, and that's what we talked about. These guys have been a huge part of the foundation that's been laid at Arab, and they basically built it. They were the first group whenever I came in. They were 8th graders. I remember having them in the weight room, and now just coming up through just the progress that we've made as a program, the culture that we've built at Arab. I'm excited to see these guys kind of finish it out. First day of practice, the message was the expectations and the standards are the same. Things may have changed a little, but that expectation is still there. So.
Coach, all these guys seniors this morning.
Yes,
that you
sir.
brought with
Yes,
you.
sir.
How many seniors on the team, squad size, or returning starters? Talk about those things for us.
So we've got 19 seniors. I think we're at 72, which that puts our numbers down just a little from the past few years. Believe we returned 9 starters on offense and 5 starters on defense, I believe. And then just really excited about some of the other guys that are going to be stepping into those roles, maybe had some little bit of playing time or maybe a special teamer. So, just excited to get the season started.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. I did want to ask, just because of all the success this program has had over the last 5 years, how much more important is it just that these guys have been able to be a part of it in some sort of fashion, but more importantly, understand what it takes to win championships and region championships?
Right. It's huge. I mean, you want to talk about, returning starters and experience. I would say I think I'm saying this right, all these guys have started since they were sophomores, which Drew started for us as a freshman. I believe the other guys started for us since they were sophomores. So you want to talk about games that has been played. They've played in some of the more important games probably in Arab football history as far as what's been done over the past few years. And that experience leading into this season, leading into their senior year, that's why these 4 guys are with me. What they've done, there's no telling how many games these guys have started combined. And so their leadership and what they've done is gonna be huge. We talked about on the senior trip, their responsibility. They've done the work. From, like I said, the 8th grade, they've put everything in, but they've got a responsibility this year to show the underclassmen, the freshmen that are coming up, the sophomores that are here. They've got that responsibility to continue that work, to show them, how it is, that the standard that we have to continue what we have, So just.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. Of course, you've got some of the stability with the guys you got here. You want to keep Arab to the standard that we've seen the past few years, but is there anything that you want to do differently with your first season at the helm of the Arab program?
I want to win a state championship.
Good answer. What can you just tell the Arab fans kind of about your style as a head coach, what we're going to see out of the Arab Knights this upcoming season?
You're going to see the same thing. It's going to be a carbon copy. I've been doing the defense for the past 4 years. That's going to remain the same. Our offense coordinator is still intact. We brought in 1 or 2 new additions on our staff, but as far as the whole staff in general, it is basically just the exact same rolled over the next year, just a position change here or there. So.
Coach, I've seen your fire in the press box. Have you got a get-back coach to keep you off the sideline after I'm getting to that?
I think I've got two. I've got two. They're both pretty jacked up. I think one of them was pushing about 405 in the weight room this morning, so he's going to be able to rip me around pretty good. So,
Coach, I have to ask, you went through a period of time that there was a lot of, it's something I don't think a lot of people will ever go through in their lives. What was the biggest challenge when you got the nod as the head football coach of the Knights?
I personally, I think the biggest challenge for me is just my role changing. These guys handled everything great. Basically, from day one, it was just, hey, things happen in life. Every day. What do you do after that? What's your next step that you take? It's just like if you're driving down a road coming here, and you hit a big bump. You're going to look in your rearview mirror to see what it is, but you're not going to waste time to turn around and go back the other way. You're going to get to where you're going. Same thing here. We've got a destination. There's no need to turn around and revisit. We may check in the mirror a little bit, but we're still headed down that path.
For the players, guys, to sort of quote Jalen Hurts from a few years ago when he said he told his guys to get on the bus and he's going to drive it and take them to a win. How do you guys, as leaders, as coach obviously thinks of you today being here with him, how do you guys sort of handle your teammates and say, look, we're the leaders, we're going to drive the bus, get on with us, we're going to do what we can to get us to the promised land. How have you guys handled that this offseason, and how do you move forward into this season as leaders of your team?
So, I think it all starts in the weight room. Our weight room culture is really great. We all push each other every single day. And we all try and do our best every single day in the weight room. So that's where it all starts. And then also on the field, we hold each other accountable to do everything full speed. If you're going full speed in practice, then you're ready to go full speed in games. So that's what we try and strive for every single day, is that maximum effort, always going all out, and for sure just giving our best every single day and letting that pour over to our younger teammates so they see that that's the standard and we hold them to it.
I would say just leading by example, just like Coach Routon said, when we were in 8th grade, we got to see, kind of how the standard was getting set. And when we got to 9th grade, we were able to work to that standard. And we had a lot of great leaders that showed us what it was going to take to be successful. And so, just leading by example and doing the same for the incoming freshmen and sophomores as we got, and showing them what it's going to take to win and be successful.
Just like Wyatt said right there, like the blueprint has been laid. Like, it's almost understood that these guys looking up to us, like, not many people get out of line. We don't have to say a whole bunch. We just lead by example. We don't have to get on anybody. They're usually just following us do what we do because we're doing it right. Just that winning culture that we have just carries through.
Yeah, I'm going to say the same thing, leading by examples, remembering what the guys ahead of us, how they led us, and learning from them, and not ignoring the younger guys, but making sure we stay disciplined in everything we do.
Oh, okay. Coach, you guys do a tremendous job at ARAB coaching physicality. You win, you kind of put people in a phone booth. The game of football is spread out over the last few years. You guys kind of bring it back into a phone booth. How do you guys teach that? Because we live in, I'm trying to choose my words carefully here, kind of a softer time with guys, but you guys are right opposite of that. You, Fife, there's a few other schools around here I can name that do a really good job of I just call it brunt force trauma. You guys play really physical. How do you instill that, and how do you get these guys to buy into that in a generation that we live in nowadays?
Honestly, I'm a passionate, fiery, physical, violent person. To be honest with you, that's what I want to bring to my teams. So we it's kind of funny. We do a drill called 3 headbutt, and we kind of get face to face, and we hit face mask to face mask, just teaching eyes up, hitting with your face, and it's a mentality though. It's like, I think Lawson was the one talking about the weight room. That translate onto the field to be physical. If you're cleaning 300, well, you feel like you can run through that sole. That's just kind of how we preach it. Some people don't like to maybe talk about violence or whatever, but it's, we say our culture is disciplined violence, and we just want to, that's the game of football. And really, it's the game of life at the end of the day. I mean, that's the way you got to approach it. And that's just the guys. I mean, I've always been one. If that's how you lead, and you show the guys that you love them, they're going to follow. They're going to take suit. And I just think that's kind of where we're at.
Coach, 5A Region 8, I believe this year you got your region schedule, but looking at a couple of non-region games, I know you don't look ahead that far, but you've got two teams last year, I believe Cherokee County and Madison Academy that you're playing this year that made state championship games. So you've upgraded a little on the schedule this year. Could you comment on that?
Yeah, I mean, we're just, it was a crazy time. The schedules, I think our schedule changed like 7 different times. That's who we ended up getting on the schedule. But if you're a competitor, challenge excites you. And I think our team is excited for those challenges ahead.
This question is the guys. Guys, talk about the things that you've done this summer as a group, senior leaders here. How have you come together as a team this summer getting ready for the season this year?
So, yeah, we had a great, as Coach Routon mentioned, our senior trip. We took a great senior trip to Dollywood, and we bonded so much. Like, there are some guys that, you have guys on your team that are seniors that you've grown up with, but you don't really know them that well. And then when we went on that trip, and I had some guys that I've never known as well as I did on that trip. And so it was a really great way to bond and get closer to my teammates, but also in that time, we focused on building our goals, and we laid out our goals for the season. And so during that time, we really learned that if we're together, then that's the way that we win games. It's not all about how much talent you have. It's not all about all the potential that you may have. It's more about how well you play together and the chemistry that you have as a team.
I would say just doing everything together, whether it's in the weight room or during conditioning or practice, like everybody's pushing everybody, whether you're a senior or a ninth grader, like you're always getting pushed. Everybody's right there together. Nobody's left out. We always try to make sure everybody's involved. And, I would say, just like Lawson said, the senior trip brought us together a lot. And, all of us have pretty much played a sport together for our entire lives. And, some of those guys I haven't really talked to, and just being able to sit down at night and just have a conversation with them and realize you have a lot more in common than you think. We were able to carry that into the next week at practice, and, everybody just kind of filed in and just followed along.
I think most of us have really always had a bond, so I think it's more about just strengthening that bond to where it's almost not a friend anymore, it's almost a brother. Like these past 3 years, or the sports we played before that, we've always pulled for each other, but now we don't care who gets the glory. It doesn't matter who succeeds as long as we succeed as a team. So I think the togetherness is what's going to propel us really far this year.
Yeah, we're all really close. We spend a lot of time with each other in the weight room, in the classroom, on the field, but also past all of that, we all spend a lot of time together. Like these guys said, a bunch of us have been together since we were really young, and we just kind of know how everybody is, and the time we spend together is tremendous. It does a lot for us.
Okay, guys, I want to wrap it up with one last question. I'll probably ask this to all the groups that come through today. Team goals this year, individual goals for this ARAB 19 this year.
So when we were laying out our team goals, number one unanimously for us was to glorify God in all that we do. And for me, that's my goal in life. As I'm a proud believer, I'm a proud Christian, and my faith, I want to carry that over into every aspect of my life. So the main goal is to glorify God in all that we do, and everything else is secondary. Everything else will follow in behind that, because if we glorify God, that's our true calling. And then I'll let these guys talk more about our other goals.
Just like Lawson was talking about, we made our goals on the senior trip. we were talking about just competing every day and, treating every week, whether it's June or November like it's a game week. And we're trying to, beat who we're playing Friday every day. We don't take no days off and come in with that fiery spirit that all the coaches have and all the players have and compete every day, whether it's against our own teammates or it's against somebody else.
Obviously, we all know what our end goal is, but we look at it, we don't want to look too far ahead because we won't see what's right in front of us. We're going to take every day, every game like it's our last. We got one more ride with these guys. We're going to make the most of it. So I think just attacking every day, like starting in June, we attacked every day like towards our end goal, but we're attacking each goal every week. It's not one big goal yet. We're going to get there, but
As a team goal, we want to keep our composure. Things go wrong, things go right. Just make sure we do everything the way we've been taught to, keeping our head screwed on right, thinking straight. And then as a personal goal, just keeping the discipline, not ever quitting, just constantly doing what I need to do and not worrying about distractions.
All right, guys. Thanks, Coach Routon. Thanks, guys, for coming. Good luck to the Knights this year. We appreciate it.